Right. What was our last class? Right. Let us go and try to see what we learned yesterday. From yesterday class, what are the questions we can expect in the interview? We'll try to see it. Okay. What we learned in last class. The first point. How many types of joints available in OBAWE? How many types of joints available in OBAWE? Three types. Three types. What are those? Physical, foreign key joint, then physical complex joint, then logical joint. Next, in physical layer, how many joints available? In physical layer, how many joints available? How many joints available? How many joints available? Two joints. Two joints. One is physical foreign key. Then next is physical complex joint. Then next question. In BMM layer, how many joints available? Only one joint. One joint, that is logical joint. Next, can we create outer join in physical layer? Can we create outer join in physical layer? Yes, folks, please tell me. No, we cannot create it. We cannot create it. If you want, you can speak out. Right. Next one is available. Can we create outer join in BMM layer?
Yes.
Yes. So we can create outer join in BMM layer. Next, EQ join in OBI called as physical foreign key join. Next, non-EQ join in OBI called as physical complex join. Now, can we create self join? Can we create self join? Yes, we can create it by using by using alias. Answer is yes, by using alias. Right. Next, anything else we learn apart from this? Next one, can we use cross join in OBWE?
No.
Use cross join OBWE? No, we cannot use it. So these are the questions what we learned from yesterday's class. These are all things we did experiment with our EMP, DEPT salary tables only we taken and we got the experiment, right? Today we supposed to use our project tables, we supposed to use it. Yesterday when I was telling like, hey, you have to join the department number column from the employee table and department number column from the department table, you have to take it, I said. No one asked me question, sir, how you know department number only how to join? Because that point you also aware of it. Right, but today what I will go is, I want to go with my project tables. If you open administration tool, let me open administration tool. Then I am trying to open our RPD, which is available in the D drive in our folder B160. This is what our RPD. Then password is RRITech123. I've opened it. Now I am trying to expand here. Then we want to work with the supplier too. In that one we have here tables as well as aliases. Once you created the alias, then you have to go with the alias only down the line. We won't touch the physical table. Any operation you do on top of it. Today I want to do the joins, right? Joins also we won't do on the physical tables. We'll do joins on where? Alias. Tomorrow I want to use these objects in the BMM layer. I won't move the original tables into the BMM layer. I'll move only what? Aliases, I'll move it. That means whatever work I have to do down the line, I have to do on what? On alias objects only, I will do that work. So even now join also I have to do on the alias objects only, I have to do it. So I am selecting here all alias objects I am selecting. As you know already, what is this? Physical diagram. We are going to the physical diagram, then it is opened all the things. Now we know we have to start from the foreign key table and we have to end with the primary key. And also we are aware of it in the data warehousing concepts when I was explaining it. Foreign key is available in the fact table. Primary key is available in the dimension table. Yes or no? I explained that point when I was explaining the data warehousing concepts. Foreign key is always available in the fact table. Primary key is available always in the dimension table. So if you want to join the dimension table and fact table, always you have to start from the fact table and end with what? Dimension table. Always you have to start from the fact table and end with what? Dimension table. So I am trying to click on here new join. Then I am trying to start from the fact table. Then I am trying to end with the, let us say, timetable. Now my question is what columns you have to join here? How you know it? I have been working with these tables. I know we need to join here y MMDD. Second is what? Period key. I have to join it. I am aware of it. But you are a new resource. You don't know these table names, these columns, this data. You don't have awareness. How you will be knowing it? In this table, this column is equal to in this table, this column. How you will be knowing it? By seeing the table data. Okay, that is long process. Yeah, if I have, let us say, 100 columns are available in one table, then I have to observe those all things, means it will take longer time, right? Tell me one point, who created these tables? First, how many teams available in data warehouse? 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 3 teams are available. One is called as data modeling team. Data modeling team. Second team is called as ETL team. Second is called as, what is this? ETL team. Third is called as BI, or this is reporting team. These are the three teams are available. What do you mean by data modeling? If you go and try to type here, let us say data modeling, data modeling. Let us say Erwin, I am typing it. So we got here okay, something Erwin tutorial, we have it. Just I want to see the one first paragraph. What is Erwin? So Erwin is a powerful and leading data modeling tool from Computer Associates CA. Delivers several softwares for enterprise management, blah blah. And Erwin makes database creation. What it is trying to do? Database creation very simply by generating the DDL scripts from a data model by using its forward engineering technique, blah blah. And if you see here, what exactly it will be happening is, we have to see next thing, I think. Okay, what exactly we are going to do using this tool? Using this tool, we are going to do only these are the activities. Number one, we'll decide what are the tables we needed in our project. What are deciding? Table names, tables, names. Next, we are going to decide what are the columns we required, and we are going to decide what are the primary keys required, what are the foreign keys we required, foreign keys we required, foreign keys we required, and what are the joins we required. These things we are going to decide by data modeling team. Empty tables only they are going to design it. Once they design like that, they'll provide one document. They'll deliver one document to us that is called as DMR document. Data model reference document. Data model reference document. How it looks like. If you want, you can go and you can see the data model reference document. We have here for example, I am trying to take here we have one fact. That is fact is called as, what is this? Asset fact. This asset fact I want to join with one of the table. Let us say one of the table, your known table, let me take it, that is called as product table. I want to join with what table? Product table. Now asset table and product table, how I can join it? How I can join the asset table and product table? Tell me how to join asset table and product table. How to join W underscore asset underscore F fact table and W underscore product underscore D dimension table. How to join that one? How to join that one? How we are going to join is W underscore then asset underscore F dot. Which column we have to take it from this table that you can get from this table? What column? Prod width. What is this? Prod width. So prod width is equal to what table you want to join? W underscore prod underscore D. What column we have to take here? That means you didn't understand my data warehousing concepts. That means you didn't understand my data warehousing concepts. In the data warehousing concepts, I shown one slide. If you really understand that slide, or you trying to understand this slide, how the data relation is going on, then immediately you will be able to answer it. See this slide. How these two tables are joined, based on what column we are joining. In any table, first column we are going to maintain, that column is what? Row width. Row width is a surrogate key. Surrogate key is a primary key. I said yes or no? So dimension table side blindly, always it is what? Row width. Dimension table side blindly, always it is what? Row width. It is really proper dimension modeling you are preparing. Proper tables are available, proper dimension modeling is available. So dimension table side always what? Row width. Fact table side, the table reference we are going to put something like product means product width, segment means segment width, position means position width, like that we are going to give it. Are you getting my point? Second question. How to join, let us say W underscore account payable underscore, okay, XACT underscore F fact table and same dimension, let us say W underscore product underscore D, or let me take other dimension, W underscore general ledger underscore account underscore D table. These two tables I want to join. There is a question. I given this document to you. I am giving this document to you. Now you have to answer it. So go and try to search first the table. What table you are looking for? W underscore AP underscore, then XACT underscore, then F. Go and try to see that table. Okay, we have the table here. Now go and try to see this table, and what table I want to join. What is this? W underscore GL underscore account underscore D. Next, what is the join condition? Now tell me. What is join condition? Yeah, Manish, I unmuted.
Okay. Here, first table WAP expect dot F.
WAP XACT F. Okay.
Under dot GL.
Yeah, because what is the ID is available here?
GL
Width.
account deployed.
We have right here GL underscore account underscore width is equal to, then W underscore dimension table you have to write it, that is account
underscore D
dot, then
dot row
underscore
deploy ID.
So what I am trying to say is they will provide DMR document. Whatever I referred is what? DMR document only. Now table names we are seeing it. These two tables how to join, that you come to understand by referring what? DMR document. DMR stands for data model relationship or dimension model reference document, whatever you can call it as. Data model or dimension model. Data model or dimension model, whatever you can call it. Okay, that's right. Now you understand how to join given fact table and dimension table. Unfortunately, I taken here some sample data. In this one, I didn't follow the exactly data warehousing, that to Oracle data warehousing standards. Even I said this row width and this terminology, right? Row width terminology is a Oracle standards. Oracle standards. All other data warehouses may not be following the row width terminology. Row width is a Oracle standards. Oracle standards. If you go for some other data warehouse which is not designed by Oracle, they may not be using exactly row width, but they may be following their own standards. But that standards also you come to understand by referring what? DMR document. They will provide in the DMR document. Okay, what column of the fact table you have to join. Dimension table said always column is what? Surrogate key. The surrogate key name may be, today it is row bit. In that case table it may be something else. They will tell it what is the surrogate key in that table. First column in the dimension table is always they will maintain surrogate key. The surrogate key name, what is that? They will tell it. So surrogate key of the dimension table is equal to that corresponding foreign key of the fact table. That corresponding foreign key of the fact table. Okay. Now in my case, I want to join YYYYMMDD and I want to join, let us say, period key. YYYYMMDD and what? Period key. I joined it. And what is the default name? Physical foreign key. And what is the operator I used? Equal to. If I click on OK, it becomes foreign key join or complex join? Foreign key join only, because I am using equal to operator. Click on OK. Next, I want to join this fact table and customers table. And what is the common column is here? I have here new key and I have here what is this? Cust key. If I click on OK, it becomes what? Physical foreign key join. Now I am trying to join orders and products. Common column is available here, product key, and here we have the common column, the product key is available. We have to join it. Then OK. Now we provide all the joins. Here I have one option that is called as auto layout. If I click on this auto layout, then here we have the zoom in, zoom out options. If I am trying to click on here, zoom out, then we got one schema. What is this schema? Is it a star schema? Is it a star schema? Or it is a snowflake schema? Or it is a mixed schema? We have three types of schemas. We have it, right? What type of schema it is? Star schema. What type of schema it is? It is a star schema. We learned this already. In the star schema, centralized what is available? Fact table. Surrounded by what is available? Dimension tables are available. Surrounded by dimension tables are available. One customer may have a number of orders. One day I may have a number of orders. One product may have a number of orders. This is a perfect star schema. What you are trying to design it. What you are trying to design. Okay. Now let us go and try to close this one. I am closing it. Now we got the schema. That's what we are supposed to do. Let me open our notes. Right. So let me open our notes. We have here how to provide the joins. That process is available. From the D1 order to table, what is the column? Period key. And from the D1 calendar to what is the column? YYYMMDD. D1 order to table and D1 customer to table. Common columns are what? Customer key and new key. Here what are the common columns? Product key and product key. Using these nodes, we are able to create the joins. Now click on the collapse all. Click on auto layout. Notice that we created what schema we created? Star schema we created. Close the physical diagram window. Yes, we closed this physical diagram window. With this, we completed joins we provided. What is the next? We have here note 1. What is the note 1? Can we access all the tables of a database using one connection port? Can we access all the tables of a database using one connection port? Yes. However, but we need to take care below points. Number 1, to access all the schemas of DB, we should have all schemas permissions to connection pool user. Connection pool user. What is the meaning? For example, inside this connection pool, I am not putting supplier 2. I am putting, let us say, Scott. I am putting, let us say, Scott. Then can I access now supplier 2 data? No. If I go for right click on this one, click on view data, it's going to throw the error table or view does not exist. Why? Because Scott has no permissions to supplier 2. Scott user has no permissions to supplier 2. That's what we are telling. If you want to access all the tables, whatever username you are providing here, that username should have permissions to access all the tables of this database. This user, whatever you are providing, that user should have all the permissions to this database. If he has, then he can access. Okay, let me go for here, provide here supplier 2. In fact, supplier 2 is a admin user. I provided grant DBA to supplier 2, I provided the permissions. So he is the admin user. So I can say we are able to access all the data I can access from the database. Second point, what is second point? In connection pool properties, we need to enable require fully qualified table names. Okay, I provide here supplier 2, but I am not enabling this one. I provide here supplier 2, but I am not enabling require fully qualified table name. If I am not enabling, then if I am going for, let us say, EMP table view data, what it is saying? Why? Because it's searching the query supplier 2 dot, it's searching actually internally. Now let us go and try to observe here. For example, now I am going here, then I am trying to enable this, then okay. Now right click any table, EMP table, view data, I am able to see the data. So even though you have the permissions, you mandatorily have to enable what? In connection pool properties, you need to enable require fully qualified table names, you have to enable it. Next, third point. In connection pool, select what is this? Shared logon option, we have to select it. Okay, what is the meaning of that one? For example, I am going to the browser, then I am trying to type here analytics, then WebLogic is the user, I logged in. And this user is trying to develop one report, let us say analysis, then supplier sales representative, then he taken one column called as region column, then he taken one column called as, let us say, dollars column. Then he trying to save this one as one test. Okay, inside the B254 folder. Now he clicked on the result, he got the result. What is this WebLogic? Is it a database user or it is an application user? Application user, it is not a database user. Now what I will do is, I have here one option, what is this? Private window. Okay, incognito window means private window. Let me open in that one analytics portal I am trying to open. If you go with that option, what will happen is login information will not be traveled. Same application I am opening using now another user ID called as Jen RRITech123. These all users are already available in my application. If I want to open the report what we just now we developed it, which is part of B254 folder, right? B254 folder, and it is last modified in descending order, open, and I am able to enjoy the report or not? Who is this Jen here? Application user, database user? Application user. And similarly, if I want, I can open here one more window, I can log in as one more user ID, I can enjoy the report. That means n number of application users are trying to contact database or not. Through what? Through connection pool. In the connection pool, what is available? Database username and password. So n number of application users in the runtime will try to use connection pool user. In order to use n number of application users, connection pool user means we have to enable inside the connection pool one option. What is this option? Shared logon. This apply to whatever available, we have to share to the application users. N number of users should be able to use this login. That option we have to enable it. If you are not enabling that one, then it is not possible to log in. See the data by n number of application users. You got my point? So question is now, you people understand the question very clearly. What is the question? Can we access all the tables of database using one connection pool? Answer is what? Yes. However, we have to take care below points. Number one, inside the connection pool, whatever username we are using, that user should have permissions to all the schemas, whatever we are looking for. Second is what we have to enable require fully qualified table names option we have to enable. Third is what we have to enable shared logon option we have to enable it. That's it. These are the 3 points what you need to take care of it. Next one, note 2. Note 2, to create automatic joins, what we need to have. Already we are aware of it actually. To create automatic joins, what we need to have. In DB level, foreign key relationship should be there, yes or no? Yesterday, we imported EMP table and DEPT table. Automatically what we got? Join. But you imported salgrade table also. But between EMP and salgrade, did you get the automatic join? No. Because there is no foreign key relationship in the database level. And also you did here, you disabled the foreign key and imported. Then what happened? Foreign key information is available in the database, but as you didn't import it into the administration tool or RPD, system not aware of it, did not create the join. That's the reason what I am saying. In database level, you must have what? Foreign key relationship. Next is what? While you are importing, you should enable what? Foreign key option also you have to enable. If you do that one, then we are going to get here automatic joins. Automatic joins are going to get it. Next one, update the physical layer. Update the physical layer. What is the use of this one? Yesterday you did something and you left to your home. And let us say by the time tomorrow you come, lot of changes happen in the database side. Some columns they deleted. Some columns data type changed. Some columns size of the column changed. Some changes they did it. Then you are thinking like whatever changes they did on my RPD objects. On my RPD objects. On my RPD objects means what? Already whatever I have inside my RPD. Already whatever I have inside my RPD. What are the changes happen in the database? Those all changes I want it. Then I can go for here update physical layer option. It is useful to synchronize RPD metadata. That means what? Inside the RPD whatever already registered those columns with what? DB metadata. We have to do for that, go to the tools menu, utilities, update the physical layer. What it is going to do is object does not exist in the database will be deleted. So let us say we have one column in the RPD physical layer but not available in the database, that will be deleted. Data type and size will be changed. Data type and size will be changed. Next point, new object. Suppose one column extra they created, then that will not be added because that I am not using an RPD. In the database, I may have thousands of tables, thousands of columns. I may not be required those all things for my reporting. Yesterday you imported the tables from SCART schema. You imported EMP, DEPT, salary. Why only these three? We have bonus table also, right? But we didn't import it because I don't want it. Are you getting my point? So whatever we have already in the RPD, only those objects I will try to verify the properties. Any property changes there, that I will try to implement here. The reason new objects of database will not be added to my RPD. To understand best this one, go and try to do this activity. I am asking to create one dummy table with the name of create table, any name we can provide it. Column 1, some data type, size, some data type, size. Yeah, that we see. Now, see this exercise, then we will be able to understand those points. Let me create here one table first. I am going to the database. This is your schema. Now I am trying to create one table. Create table, then B 160 B 160. Then I am trying to say as here column 1, then data type as varchar 2, size as 20, then column 2, then varchar 2, size as 30, then close this one, let us say run it. Now what happened? Table is created. Okay, now I want to import this table into my RPD. How to import it? Right click on the connection pool, import metadata, then next now we have to go to the supplier to schema. Then in the supplier to schema, what is the table name? Oh, sorry, Scott schema we did. Okay, no problem. Scott schema, what is the table name? B160. Then we are trying to import it. It is importing. Then we are seeing the B160. And if you go for right click view data, we will not have any data because did you enter any data? No. But how many columns came here? Column 1 with the data type as varchar, size as 20. Column 2 also came. What is the data type? Varchar. What is the size? 30. Now both the things are came here. Now what happened is, let us say now you saved it and you left to the home and tomorrow you visited, let us say. By the time in the database side they are doing some changes in this table. What changes they did is alter table name is what? B160, add column 3 varchar 240 is the size. Then we are trying to add this column. Now what happened here? Table is altered. Now also I want to do one more alter, then table, then B160 is the table. Then we are trying to say as modify. The column is called as, let us say, column 1 and the varchar 2, the size as, let us say, 21. Alter table, modify column 1, like that. Now what happened here? Table is altered. Previously 20 is the size, now we made as 21. Now we are doing here one more thing, alter table, then table name as B160, then drop column called as column 2. Drop column called as column 2. We are trying to run it. Now what happened? Altered. If you go and try to do here, describe the table called as B160. Then if I try to execute it, we're able to see what are the columns are available. Column 1 with the size of what? 21. Column 3 with the size of what? 40. Whatever changes happened here, 3 changes, I can do manually, I can do it. Can I do manually or not? I can do manually. I can go here. If I want one more column, can I add it or not? New object, physical column. What is the name of the column? Column 3. Okay, and what is the data type? And what is the size? Can I add it like this manually or not? Yes. Even if I want to change the column 1 size 20 to 21, can I change it or not? Yes. If I want to drop the column, can I go and can I drop it or not? Yes. All the things I can do manually, I can do it, but I don't want to do manually. I want to do here, what is this? Utilities. If you go to the tools menu, there is a utilities. Here we have an option. That option is called as update physical layer, then execute. Update physical layer, then execute. It's executing. It's executing means what exactly it is doing in the backend process, taking one by one column of the physical layer, taking one by one column of the physical layer. For example, this column 1, it verifies the properties in the RPD, it verifies the properties in the database. Any mismatches are happened, that it is going to report to you. One by one column properties of the RPD will be verified to the database properties will verifies. System will not verify now about column 3. Why? Because column 3 is not a object of the RPD. It won't verify about what? Column 3. Why? Because column 3 is not a object of the RPD. Whatever already available inside the RPD, only those properties will be verified as part of this one. Hence, column 1 size 20 to 21 will be suggested to you. Column 2 will be suggested to you. It is not available in the database like that. But about column 3, it won't give any comments. It won't give any comments. That's what will happen. That's what I am trying to tell these points here. Here what I said, object does not exist in the database will be what? Deleted. Data type and size will be what? Changed. And new objects of database will not be added. New objects of database will not be added. These are the points. Right. Let us go and try to see those things. It's taking some time. Let it take.
Ram, I have one question here. If suppose it were not to edit the new column that we have added, column 3, so will it give the report that for that column?
How you will get the report? If column 3 is not available here, then it won't be available.
But it is in the database.
It won't be there in this layer also. Whatever this presentation layer is available, that presentation layer corresponding things only we are going to see in the reporting side. In this reporting side, we are going to see only presentation layer related objects only we are going to see it.
Okay.
Here we are saying one word called as subject area, right? Subject area, right? Subject area is a object of the presentation layer actually. Okay. On physical layer, you are not going to do the reporting. On BMM layer also, you are not going to do the reporting. You are going to do the reporting on presentation layer. If the column is not available in the physical layer, how you will get into the BMM layer? How you will get into the presentation layer? How you will develop the report?
Only is a manual intervention is required.
Manual can do it one thing. Yeah. Other words. Oh, click on the escape button. What happened now? Is it stop? No, right? Okay. Now here we have the connection pool, right? You can right click and you can import it. In the import wizard through also that column whatever available, that column we can add it. Are you getting my point? Manually you can add it in the table, or you can go for the import wizard. Through import wizard also you can import it. That's what I want to tell. Okay, meanwhile let us see the next. Yeah, we got it. What it is saying here about column 1, object data length does not match the data length in the database. What is the issue? In the database we have what is the issue? 21. In the RPD what do you have? 20. That is the issue. That is one point. Second is what? Object column 2 does not exist in the database. It is used in the following objects. As of now, we didn't use anywhere in the BMM layer, presentation layer, right? That is the reason following objects are nothing is available. Now, I think without our knowledge, we got other things also. Month, data length of the physical column. This month is in the database level 15 and it is what? 12 something. And I think two places it is available. One is alias. One is available where? In alias it is. One is available in the alias. One is available in the original table, right? That is the reason 2 times it is showing here. Are you getting my point? So if you go and try to select here all the things whatever available, if you say next, what it is doing, data length is updated from 20 to what? 21. And this column is going to be deleted. If you click on finish, now do we have here column 2? No. Column 1 is updated from where to where? 20 to 21. That's what the meaning of that. Any comments it is given about column 3? No. Because it is a system don't know about that. System knows only what? Inside the RPD, whatever already we have the columns, only those column properties it is going to verify. Column 3 is not part of our RPD, so it won't take care anything about that. Okay. Let me move on to the next one then. Next one. What is the next one? Remove unused objects from the physical layer. Remove unused objects from the physical layer. What is the meaning? For example, I am trying to create here one business model. I am giving the name also here, let us say core. In that one, I am trying to take here these 4 objects. I am trying to take it. 4 objects I am taking because of that, those 4 objects only I am interested. Now, did he use this table inside the BMM layer? Did he use schema inside the BMM layer? Now, if you go for the tools menu, update, utilities, then we have here remove unused physical objects. Click on execute. Now it's showing here selected one object. Which object is selected? Scott. Scott is available in the physical layer but not available in BMM layer. So it's saying as if we go, these objects are not used. Do you want to delete them? Scott is not used in the BMM layer. You want to delete or what? Now if you go and try to see here, click on yes, then that will be deleted. Why this is not showing in the diagram? Directly you may not be using it, but indirectly what you are using, sir? This table is indirectly pointing to this one or not? Yes. That means you may not be using directly, but indirectly you are using it. That is the reason it is called as used object only, even though it didn't expose that one into the BMM layer. Got it? Okay. Now with this I completed note 4. Now action items from the student. If I say any one hands-on is completed, I completed now one hands-on. From last 3 classes, we completed one hands-on. If I say one hands-on is completed, then what you have to do from your side? Right, that also I given a documentation. Practice hands-on in a way to reproduce it. See, all brains will not be in the same page. All brains will not be in the same page, right? Some people will be able to produce without seeing, immediately they can go and they can produce it. Some people may require one time they have to see it and they have to practice it. Second time they may be able to produce it. Some people may need to practice 3 or 4 times, then they will be able to produce it. But our target is what? How many hours I am sitting, not important. How many hours I am sitting and I am practicing, not important. Our target is, am I able to reproduce all the points without seeing practically or not? That level you have to practice it. She may require for that one 1 hour. She may require for that one maybe half an hour. She may require for that one 3 hours. Doesn't matter. But end of the day, today night, all 3 members are on same page. If you are able to produce that one, whatever point she is aware of it, same point she is aware of it or not? Yes. So that's how we have to practice it. Second, walk through the PPT. For each and every lesson, we have one PowerPoint is available. If you go for PowerPoint here, physical layer. So in the physical layer, in the physical layer, some points I given here. So just walk through it. If you think like something you don't know, you note it and try to ask me in the next class. Mostly you will be aware of it. Third point. What is the third point? FAQs from the RRI Tech website. If you go to the RRI Tech website, if you go to the RRI Tech website, there we have one thing that is called as interview questions. There we have OBW interview questions. Now we are seeing here OBW 12C, and what it is? Physical layer. If you click on this physical layer, it is going to give you physical layer. What is the question and related answer? What is the question and related answer? Question and answer is available. It's something like, did you understand the chapter properly or not? You can validate it. By reading these all questions, you will be able to understand what exactly we have in this hands-on one. Still you have some questions. Immediately you can post that question in the below that questions only, so that will reach to my mail. Immediately I am going to reply to that one. That is the way, best way you and me can interact. Instead of the WhatsApps or calls, you can go and you can post here your question, then that will be notified to me. I can answer that one, and that same question is useful to other people also at the same time. It is reusable. Are you getting my point? So that is the way you have to prepare it. That is the way you have to prepare it. If you do that kind of preparation, the last class, whenever I am going to complete it, that day you will be masters in the OBW. Whatever knowledge I know it, more or less you also know the same. Okay, all the chapters properly documented and all the software is properly available here. Everything is working in condition, so you can practice it very well using the lab. Am I clear? Yes, online folks, any questions?
No.
Okay. Rinku Sharma, did you get chance to install the product?
I'm still working on it, Ram. By this weekend, I'll finish it.
Okay. Right, no problem. Please try to finish as soon as possible so that you can practice is very important than listening. One day
Yes,
missing the class also nothing will happen because videos are available, you can listen it. But practice you are missing it, next class you will not understand.
Yes, I'm going to finish it this weekend.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
Thank you.
Happy weekend. Tomorrow holiday. We'll meet again on Monday.
Yeah, sir.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Now, do you want to stay me here for?
One more class I have it.
Okay.
After that class.
Actually, I'm going actually for the PTM. So, is possible to discuss later on then?
No problem. We will discuss later.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.